Here's to the ladies. Here's to the ladies. Here's to the ladies who brunch.
All right, everyone, lock on in. Lock on in. This is the second time now we've tried this. Well, this is about to be a really fun episode. I'm about to have a lot of fun. You might see we are in full Outsiders drag.
I have nothing else to say.
I have nothing else to say. With us this evening, we have the legend and the man of the hour, honestly. You can find him at John P. Collins on Instagram, right? Yep, John P. Collins on Instagram.
The P's been added to
the P has been there all along,
been there?
and I'm a real fan for that.
Damn.
Get into it. With us on the couch this evening is none other than John Patrick Collins. He has joined the Outsiders family. Welcome. Welcome. Wait, real quick. Put the microphone down so they can get a good look at us. What do you guys think? Wait. So what do you guys think?
I think we ate.
I think we ate, and let's bring them on in. This is the newest addition to the Outsiders on Broadway, the Smash Tony Award-winning Best Musical, Swing. Extraordinaire.
Our dear
Galore.
friend who we surprised in these looks when he walked into my apartment. Insert clip right here.
Right here.
Looks so good in here. What do you mean it's dirty?
Yeah, what's going on? It's kind of dirty in here. Do you know?
This is Tulsa, 1967.
John
Patrick Collins.
JPC.
Hi.
Oh, look how cute he looks
Welcome
today,
back
guys.
to the Ladies Who Brunch.
Thank you. I'm so scared to be here.
The
You
last-
should be.
I don't know
should
what
be.
y'all have planned.
We have a
I'm
couple
terrified.
games and fun things.
Before we start with these games and fun things, you have the high honor of being the only repeat guest we have ever had.
Oh my
know,
God!
I know.
Wow,
That's the gag.
I know.
For fans listening in who joined us at season 3, John was one of our first guests when he was working on producing
His
starring in
off-Broadway.
his off-Broadway debut. It's Not
Classic.
What It Looks Like, written by John Collins, starring John Collins,
Egotistical,
right, narcissist.
Yeah, of course.
That's what I think you'll learn about him today, is that he's a
Fingers crossed.
total
Fingers crossed.
narcissist.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
So the first time he was on was for your off-Broadway show. The second time you're on is for
your
your
Broadway show.
So the third time you're on, what's going to be next, John?
I'm going to space.
The first ever musical in space. Call him Elon Musk, honey. Word.
let's not call me
That's
Elon
not.
Musk.
Let's not.
That's
no,
not-
no. In the
Can
sense
we,
that
can we
I
start
wouldn't.
over? I don't
Why
wanna
is
talk
MAGA
about
in your bio?
That's not even funny.
Not true and not factual.
True.
That's true.
Anyways.
Maybe we cut that one.
Yeah, let's cut that one out.
We can cut that one out, I guess. But that was just a joke. That was just a joke.
Okay.
So John, tell us, you made your Broadway debut the other night, surrounded by
did.
friends, family,
Literally the
loved
other
ones.
I did Friday. Yeah.
How did it feel? Wait, but can you tell me in 2 words?
Yes. Good.
Yes.
Okay, now you can expand on it.
It was crazy. It was crazy. I've been sitting with it. I mean, I did the show. I was lucky to do the show 4 times. As a swing too, which, you know,
Yeah.
I'm sure
We'll
you
get
understand,
into
yeah.
some swing stuff.
I was just really lucky to have that. But as I was kind of reflecting on this weekend, especially Friday, I have been getting really overwhelmed because I pride myself on like having a really good community and a good support network. I just didn't expect so many people to be there. And even beyond that, just having so many people be there, not be there, just this outpouring of support that it really it got to me, and it still gets to me.
We wouldn't have missed it for the world.
And
I
It's
know.
like
We came dressed like this.
you did, and it takes a lot of guts to do that. But I feel really, really supported, and I'm like, it
Good.
hasn't really sunk in yet. But
I'm sure
like
not.
the more I'm sitting with it, the more I'm like, damn, I got some good people.
Can
in
I
my
admit
life.
something
do.
to you? I don't
No.
know. You might know this. You might have picked up on it on the day of. One moment after the show, bows happen. They throw a shit ton of gravel on you, and then the 2 times a year, the Broadway community raises money for Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS speech began.
Yes.
And as I believe it was RJ was like, everyone take your seats. I, from the back of the house, screamed, "Yeah, John!"
That was you?
Yes.
Of course it was you. Of course it was you.
It was everything.
Yes.
But also, I would say another magical moment of your debut night was
Wait, the first magical moment was
That
about you.
No.
You made it about yourself.
Yeah. No, I was
No.
gonna say it about you.
Okay.
He was going to say it was about you.
The most magical moment was when I screamed, "Yeah, John!" from the back of the Bernard B. Jacobs. Is that where it's at?
Yeah.
Bernard B. Jacobs Theater. But can these police
I know.
sirens go away? Sorry,
I think they're
listeners.
waiting for you outside.
But the first one, honestly, that made me cry was, and it's speaking of your community, was when you were behind the scrim, and it's an entrance that's as Soda Pop, not really built for entrance applause.
It shouldn't have been
It
built.
shouldn't.
No.
But because
No.
you had so many people there that loved you and are so excited,
It was very sweet.
could you hear from behind the scrim the cheers?
Absolutely. I mean, it's like so thin.
Right.
Famously, a scrim is really thin.
It's true.
Kind of like me. Listen, can I tell you something? And like this waist, honey. Not to make this about me either, but I also just had an emotional experience. We were in standing room, and I'm not kidding. When you came out, I felt like I was levitated to another planet in like a weird way. It was
Really?
all of us were. I was standing right next to your manager. Shout out.
Who she texted me about.
She
it.
did?
Yeah, she said we held hands and cried.
We did, but we didn't know each other. So I just I didn't know if she knew you. I just she was there standing room, and she didn't say anything about you at the beginning. Just kidding. But
What was she gonna
I mean,
turn
like we're
to
not
you
like,
and say, JPC?
well, I feel like
Not
we were being
JPC.
I feel like we were being obnoxious with like being like, John's coming out. Here we go. And
We literally cheered at any. You
Right.
breathed. You snorted. I don't know why you said snorted. You sneezed, and we were like this.
yeah. But there's right. I think they're after like when everyone starts dancing and the opening number has like that big moment. Like, "Oh," whatever that song is.
Nailed it.
There was a point where I just like went like this, and I think I grabbed her arm accidentally. Your manager.
Did you really?
Like and she was like, "Do you know John?" And I was like, "Yes, I know John." And she was like, "I'm his manager." I was like, "I'm like this good friend from school." And then we literally held each other's hands like this, and we were like,
Oh
"Oh,
my gosh, that's
both like
crazy.
crying, wiping
That
our
is
tears."
insane.
It was
I love
such a
Abby,
special
my manager,
moment.
My whole team, like Abby, Katie, Violet, they
Shout
all
out to the
came.
team.
Shout out to the team. Love my
Aw,
team. They're
JPC.
amazing. They've been so amazing.
How do you
So-
feel about JPC? Sorry to
No,
interrupt.
please.
Do you like that? I
I-
like that kind of.
I like it.
Listen,
I think you should
if
change
people
your
like
equity
it, I
name
like
to be
it.
JPC.
like JAY space PC.
No.
PC.
No,
JPC.
No.
No, I'm fine with it. I like JPC.
Hmm.
Tilly, who plays Ace
Yes.
in the show, she has kind of been one of the main people that have taught me the Soda Pop track.
Mm-hmm.
And she's been so patient with me, and I love her so much. But she said, like, first rehearsal when I was having a panic attack, she was like, JPC, I like that. Can I call you JPC? And I was like,
Aw.
sure. Like, you can, as long as you're talking about me, you can call me whatever you want. And
Right.
then
As long
from
as it's
there-
not late for dinner.
Ew.
Anyway.
Anyway,
Whoa.
Can New York City, baby?
Do you know? I just remembered.
What?
We're an outsiders track. I was just like doing this, like having this conversation, and me literally
Looking
Yeah.
like this with the dirt.
I
the
will say
dirt.
though, and we were hanging out last night. So I say we, for listeners, me and John. Where were you?
I was working.
It was
Right.
working. I try to get you to come.
So we talked a little bit about it. A lot of people don't talk about what it's like to be put into a huge moving show, and it is insane. It is one of the most stressful experiences, and so I'm sure you're literally coming off of the ride of like learning the show, spacing rehearsals, being put in with the cast, like, and it's wild to me that with a show like yours that is so intimate, like, I don't know, I'm sure it was just a fucking crazy experience.
It was crazy.
So like,
it was crazy.
I'm glad you're on the other end of it.
Me too, but then I have more put-ins and more put-ins.
Right.
and,
There-
like,
it'll-
maybe you never know how it goes, but
Right.
it's-
I was gonna say I had one for Frozen, and then the other 8 was just like.
I have another
have
one
fun.
planned. I'm not sure for which character, but
How many people do you cover?
4.
4.
Soda
So
Pop, Daryl, and then Bob and Paul, the 2 Socs.
Bob is the, spoiler alert, outsiders. Bob's the one who dies.
Yes.
Paul.
Paul is the yellow sweater guy.
The yellow-
that
curly
steps
hair.
up.
Yeah.
He's like,
Steps up.
You don't know what it was like. Bob shouldn't have died. And
Yes.
you're crazy like that.
And then that TikTok virus on the "you were drinking too."
Exactly.
That part. Yeah.
Yeah.
Emma Pittman eats that up.
Emma Pittman.
Yes.
Fierce, mama.
I
It was such a
love
good
my
show.
girl Emma Pittman.
Yeah. I also hollered when she came out of the car and she just said, "When the week is over."
I know.
I was
she,
like,
she cracks me up. She's so good. She's so good. I love her.
"She's so
She-
good."
And I'm definitely feel like a bad person because I think she did give me flowers
Aww.
and a card, and I just assumed it was like from my team or from my family, and I didn't open it until yesterday, and I saw it was from her, and I the dressing room that I get ready in for Soda is right next to hers because I get ready in Jason Schmidt's dressing room. And I'm sure she was like, he didn't say anything about the flowers.
No,
and the lovely card. No, she was so lovely. But and I'm like, so I'm an asshole and I'm a terrible person.
I'm sure she literally was like, he's been grinding.
No, and
like,
she specifically has gone out of her way to be like, I mean, honestly, everyone has been so supportive in that group. But Emma was like, how you doing, JPC? How you doing?
JPC, honey. Get into it.
Post opening night, we wake up to
opening night.
John's opening night. I wake up to opening my For You page to what I can only call some of the most incredible edits I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm going to say this. I'm going to speak directly to the camera now and just speak to the Outsiders fans. Do they have a name? Like a I
don't know.
You don't know? I mean, you're new.
He's new.
I'm new. Everyone, please forgive me. I'm still figuring it out.
But I will say this. I love y'all. Y'all, at first, I'm not going to lie. I was a little afraid. I was a little scared. And then I said, you know what? I get it. If I had TikTok at 16, this is how I would be.
For what show?
The Color Purple. 100%. When The Color Purple was on Broadway in 2016, I was a super fan. I knew when any cover was on. I knew when anybody was having their put in. I knew if anybody was joining the company. I just didn't have the only app we had was fucking Instagram.
Right.
So
and
Facebook. And trust me, I was posting on Facebook being like, Heather Headley is joining the cast of The Color Purple. I'm shaking. Me trying to tell people I'm not gay.
I'm shaking. Hashtag I'm straight.
Hashtag I'm straight. Hashtag I'm cool. Hashtag I'm not a nerd.
Right.
Like,
classic.
Fully. But so I get it. The only thing I can kind of relate it to is it reminds me, the Outsiders fans remind me of Swifties in the best way. I say that as a compliment. And they are organized. They have purpose. They are focused.
They have a mission statement.
They've got a mission. And I love you for it because
the mission statement is to support.
To support.
They support.
And get this.
Crazy.
I
amazing.
woke up to amazing edits of my dear friend John Collins. And thank you for making them, and I want more of them.
Please keep making them. Please keep making. It's just a surreal experience. Talking about your experience as my experience. It's a surreal experience as a friend of his to like see just like everyone love on you, which is a serious part of it, but it's also just so funny as a friend of yours to see like these people just like obsessed with like your performance. And it's just so funny to me.
It's very sweet. It's very sweet.
It's so
I woke up
sweet.
and I was like, who is that?
I can't imagine.
I knew
what
it was going to
like.
happen.
And then I saw more, and I, of course, started laughing because I'm like, people that know me well, I'm like, an idiot, and I take nothing seriously.
That's why.
So I'm like, I seen like these like
so funny.
In fact, incredibly edited too.
That's the thing.
And like the footage, my family was texting me being like,
Where
they
can
got
I get
better
this
footage
footage?
than we got,
Honey.
and I was like, listen, they got it on lock.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's
I've
like,
never felt better about myself.
Yeah.
Than seeing those edits.
Well, isn't it beautiful that they also give you that opportunity to do that? Like they see, and also like John, I'll say this to you, and I've said this to you. It's like people, you have such a natural charm about you that people very instantly fall in love with you immediately.
No.
Then you learn more about him, and you're like, I hate him. No, just like obviously we're at a different place in our life, but it's so cool to see people meet you for the first time, essentially, even if it's through a proscenium. But like, still, it's kind of magical, and
It's very sweet.
It's very cool.
I think it's cool seeing so many people connect. And it's like I'm so new to it too, so I'm like just getting my bearings about it. But just like seeing anyone connect like that, it's like wow, like people have wanted to like connect for a long time.
What do you think it is about? Because it's not a new story, but what do you think it is about this production of The Outsiders, or just The Outsiders as a story in general? We obviously keep coming back to it, that is drawing specifically this demographic in. Like, why is it working?
Man, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I think the show, I mean, you're right. It's been around for a long time, but it's also, they talk about it a lot. It's a show about young people, by young people. Like, it's a really young cast. The creative team is pretty young. And Essie Hinton,
she was a
wrote
teenager
when she was like a teenager.
Oh, no way. I did not know
that.
Yeah,
she was, I think, 15 or 16 when she wrote it. Because she was like looking at her life in Tulsa and decided she wanted to write a story about what she was seeing.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
And I just think, it's been recontextualized for a modern audience.
Right.
And like it's still the same story, but I think people are just really connecting with people coming together and the story. And it's like, it's fun, but it's also really touching. And I think with it being such an online show too, I think young people are finding it really easy to connect with. And I think the more I do it, the more I'll really kind of feel the heart of why. But
And you'll also
so
get to
crazy
see
to
it from
see.
so many perspectives, which is cool.
Exactly.
I think that's part of the reason why I fell so in love with Frozen was because I got to see it from every angle. And so
Sure.
it was just like every time you got to be like, and like similarly, I mean, obviously they're different IPs, but barely could draw a lot of similar.
I mean, at its core, it's just
at
a
its
story
core,
about
it's a story about
friendship and
sisterhood.
Yeah.
Literally brotherhood versus sisterhood.
Yeah.
Like kind of total opposites. But it's a loved IP. You know what I mean? Like people come in with an expectation, people come in with a love about it, and there's a reason. And I got to watch from a lot of perspectives and be like, I think this is where people are drawn in. What was your first interaction with The Outsiders? Book, movie?
It was the book.
In like middle school?
Yeah, I think I was in 5th grade when I read
Fifth?
it.
So that's elementary school.
It was. Oh, okay.
What did you
Great.
say?
It was no, it was elementary school.
Yeah.
So I'm really nervous right now.
Yeah, you
I'm
should
really
be.
having a really hard time.
Take a breath. It's okay. We're your friends.
We're your friends.
Holding
Can
space
you
for
not
me.
tell?
Thank
Holding
you.
space.
I keep forgetting we're dressed like this.
Also,
I don't.
welcome to a space that's reserved for queer media. This is a queer media space.
Yeah.
Thank you. I really feel that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for holding
Um,
space.
You're welcome.
So 5th grade.
Yeah.
Did you watch the movie after?
Well, so we read the book.
Mhm.
Then we watched the movie after. I, as a kid, and I'm trying to get back into it, I was like an avid reader. I read all the time.
Right.
Like I was, like my family would tell me I have to put the book down at the dinner table, which is so embarrassing, by the way. I'm like, I'm going to be reading like, chapter 7 of The Outsiders. And they're like, we're eating pork chops right now. Can you please talk to the family? Which, by the way, whenever there was pork chops for dinner,
Fried pork chops?
no, I listen. I'm so grateful that we had family dinner, truly. But pork chops, me and my sisters were like, "Are you kidding me?"
Applesauce? No
What?
applesauce?
Oh my gosh, I couldn't do pork
Applesauce?
chop
Some
dinners. I
people
couldn't
put
do.
applesauce on pork chops. I grew up Jewish. I don't know.
Hold on.
I
Let me set this record straight. First of all, pork chop dinner is a dinner that I would ask for.
okay. Well, I think maybe pork chop wasn't. Thank you.
Period.
Pork chop wasn't a
And no-
Collins family specialty.
Okay, classic.
Classic.
Listen, applesauce on pork chops, not in Kentucky.
Don't people do that?
Not
Maybe. You know what my
That's
go-to after school
disgusting.
snack was? While I
Please.
was reading The Outsiders, I'd make a grilled cheese and I'd dip it in vanilla yogurt.
You know what I would do every day that I got home? I would get home from
Sweet
school
sour
and I
cream.
would make toast. I would toast some bread. I would make a peanut butter and Nutella sandwich.
Ugh.
Okay, it's classic.
Cut it down the middle. A side of sour cream and onion chips.
Delicious.
Like 7 famous cookies.
Oh,
with a
wow.
glass of whole milk.
Okay, you lost me with the whole milk.
And then I would go do my homework like it was nothing.
In your room, surrounded by playbills.
But surrounded by playbills, being like this.
on
One
Facebook,
day-
Heather Headley is on tonight.
my parents being like, "Are you doing your homework?" And me being like, "Yeah," watching scourging the internet for bootlegs.
Of course.
So did you? And you were super
Sorry.
busy, so I will not judge you if you didn't. Did you pick the book back up when you booked this? Or no?
I did.
You did.
Yeah.
I kind of felt like you would have.
Yeah. Well, the team that
They asked you
Danya
to.
and Miranda. Well, not even. They just I kind of got a crash course for my first rehearsal with Miranda, who's an associate resident right now. So amazing. I love her. She kind of gave me like a quick run through of like the origin of the show and the story and why they're telling this version of the story. And they are very research based when they were creating the show. And they have an entire tub in one of the management offices that has like all this research and a bunch of books and photos about Tulsa in that time period and all of other S.E. Hinton's books that she wrote.
Oh.
And of course, I was like, yes, I love that. I was
Yeah.
like, I'll totally get to it. And then, I had a panic attack for the first week of rehearsal.
You have a lot to do.
Yeah.
It's,
And it was also, it's my first Broadway experience. And I was like, I need to prove myself. The CCM training was kicking in, but also I was like, oh God.
Yeah.
But
I get it, girl.
I know. I know. But then I was looking through a lot of the photos, and there's some like, you have an idea when you read these stories, and it's like, okay, like greasers and it's intense stuff, but like it was real. Like there was like some of these photos, like you see some like harrowing images.
Well, and
Like,
the
and these
show
are
doesn't
young
really
kids.
shy away from
It
it.
doesn't. And there's like a lot. I mean, so much of the show is fun.
Yeah.
But then so much of the show is also like it's raw and it's real, and there's like it really. And I think that's also something like I think with this show, what I'm finding is it's not treating the audiences like like coddling them
At all.
It's like
Yeah.
there's fun stuff and the choreo is amazing and the rumble's cool, but like it deals with so much death and loss and grief, and I think that's also why young audiences are connecting, because we live with all of this stuff in different
Right.
ways in our life, and being able to see that in a way where you can feel like I see that in myself, I think that makes it a really powerful thing.
Yeah.
And that's
also-
why I was reading it too again, because I was like I want to feel what the story is
I
about.
saw it when your debut was the second time I had seen the stage show.
Oh, really?
I'd read the book in middle school,
Mhm.
saw the movie, was literally like, whoo! Oh my god!
Like crying or
No, men. I
Oh.
was like, wow.
Crying for the men.
crying?
I was like,
Oh.
wowza.
I think we're also missing that part of why this
Why this works? It's,
why this show
Well,
the
works
men are
so
very
well.
I don't
good
know
looking
about
in the
that.
cast. It's true,
Everyone's
and
good
the
looking in
women,
the
everyone
cast.
is.
Everyone's good looking in that
But
cast.
so
Everyone.
Almost everyone.
I would say it's a literal bisexual nightmare up there. It's like it's just crazy. But I then saw the show. It was great. I saw it then when you debuted, and the thing that I kind of took away from it the most the second time, and that's what I think is also the testament of a really good story, is that you can take something away from it differently anytime you revisit it.
Sure.
Was the like kind of concept that I think is put out a little bit in the show, that Pony feels that he's a little bit like a mark of death, of like everything I touch
Oh my god.
Dies.
kind of dies. His parents, Johnny, Daryl, the church, like he just constantly feels like there's this like I bring death upon my family and the people I love,
Yeah.
and dealing with that. And I think that the way you and Daryl played that last scene really kind of was cathartic for me, having kind of followed that through line to like releasing him from that. I thought was really beautifully done, of like,
Yeah,
gotta,
that
like,
scene is so well written. Adam
it's-
Rapp, who wrote it, it's like
it's such a great
scene.
way
Yeah.
to finish it, because it's a weird, I think because of the way the book and the movie are, the book, essentially the source material,
Sure.
it's a weird way to end a musical. Like it's not like
Big number and like everything's like wrapped
nothing
up.
gets wrapped up at all.
Not really.
Which I kind of like, because I
Right.
feel like that's
feels
more
true to
real.
life.
But it's hard
Yeah.
to do in a musical. In a musical, you kind of need to give
Well, and it's a bold swing
final
too.
beat.
It's like it's a long sequence.
Yeah.
Of just like acting and like honesty, and not until we come back and we're like, tell us
Right.
until the end. Yeah.
Which you need,
But it works, and it makes
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
justify it.
you need a button just because that's how musical theater
course.
structure works. But the button doesn't feel. You feel like Pony's on his way to maybe being okay, but
Yeah.
you're not like, and he's gonna be great.
Sure.
Like because if any of us went through that, I don't know if we would just walk out of that unscathed, being like,
No.
yay,
Right.
No,
like
not at all.
it's.
Yeah.
Anyway, hilarious stuff,
Yeah,
guys. Right?
whoa, what a
really
fun
funny
podcast.
No.
Really funny.
No, that
No, but it's true. I think it is really true.
Yeah.
it is true.
Thanks, Jake.
You're
Um,
welcome.
I think we should.
I just kind of rode that conversation out.
You
I was
did.
I was really I would love a close up of my face during that, because you guys were really spilling tea. I was kind of like this,
But also, like
that.
I'm
Looking
so,
like
I'm so
this.
fascinated by stories that
Forgot
keep
that I
having
looked like this.
what's it called, resurgences, essentially.
Right.
Like it's why I was, there's no reason why a 16-year-old and a little white gay Jewish Mexican boy from Miami, Florida should have been obsessed with the color purple. But why was I? Like, what in that story? It wasn't that I necessarily related to the experience, because I don't, but something about those characters and the struggles they were going through and the way they found themselves in situations really spoke to me for some reason. And I think The Outsiders is similar. Like, I don't necessarily know if people see themselves reflected in the characters, but I think they can empathize with the characters
Right.
in a weird way. Also, that being said, and this kind of brings me back, I was thinking about, sorry that I'm just on like my yap, but
Thank you for
to
apologizing.
your play, It's Not What It Looks Like, what it reminds me a lot of is, I believe what makes a successful story is a story where the events of the play, the book, whatever, directly affect the outcome. And It's Not What It Looks Like very much does that. You lay all the things so that when you get to the ending, it's not just like, how do we fucking get there? You've followed the journey. Same thing with The Outsiders. Everything from when Johnny gets the knife to like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like everything.
Chekhov's
kind of,
gun.
yes.
Hey, wow.
You know
So-
what that is?
I do know what that is. I can't
Sure.
believe you know what
Sure
that
you
is,
do.
Jake.
So was that something? Hey, girls, can we get back on track?
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm talking.
Serious, like, second.
But with It's Not What It Looks Like, to circle back, if you listen to our first podcast about it, you can hear kind of more into depth. But
Right.
in terms of
Link below.
link below,
Link below.
in terms of laying the essentially the map out for how the events occurred, is that something that you thought of, or did it just kind of play out naturally?
For
It's Not What It Looks Like.
yeah, I think
You like went point step by step.
I had like a loose outline of like major events, and then I was like, how do we get from here to here to here? And I wasn't too tied to like I mean, it changed a lot.
Yeah.
Over the course, I know you specifically know because Jake was so helpful with the process. Stage manager, everything.
Stage manager. Honestly, I built the help build.
World builder.
World builder. That's what it was.
I'm not so sure about that.
I did help to build the world.
You helped to build my world.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Help to build my world title of app.
Thank you.
Wow.
No, I
Gonna
think it has to have a button is a good title of that. That was good.
That's good.
But go on. What were you
Sorry,
saying? And
continue.
I don't know, what was I saying? Just I think I went into it knowing like it started at the end. So you have to kind of, when you get to the real end of the play, you have to understand why we got there.
Well, Wicked does the same thing a little bit.
Well, and Wicked was my number one inspiration for It's Not What It Looks Like.
Was it really?
No.
I wouldn't be surprised. I
Wait.
wouldn't be surprised. Wicked's another show that lays out all the. Anyway, sorry.
That's good.
One thing that I wanted to talk about was sorry.
Thank you for
Yeah, please join
apologizing.
us.
sorry. Literally me and Outsiders Drag.
Outsiders Drag is crazy.
Outsiders Drag is a great title of app too.
I keep forgetting that I'm literally with dirt on my face right now.
Yeah.
But your experience like auditioning for the show, I just think it's important to recognize that you didn't. I mean, like you graduated like how many years ago?
So long ago.
Like 10 years ago?
15 years ago, and I graduated in 21.
Right.
Yeah.
But you didn't like just like sit around and wait. Like it, you know what I mean? Like you created, you
thanks.
and that's something that
You
I
also grinded at auditions.
You
were
grinded.
going in for shit all the fucking time.
like you know what I'm saying? Like it happens. It feels like for me, maybe you were keeping this kind of secret, but I feel like because you don't have to share every audition you're going on or whatever.
Well, anytime I tell you something, and Sammy, suddenly everyone knows. My God,
That's not true at all.
It's true about me.
Who?
Did you
I don't.
know?
The only person I tell is him.
I'm about to expose you right now.
Please.
Some of my closest and oldest friends, I booked this. I booked Broadway, and I was so excited. I also was like, I booked on election day, and I was like,
I will never forget you calling me that. We got to talk about that.
We will talk. That whole day was just crazy.
Oh my God, I cannot even imagine that.
It was great, and I had food poisoning too.
Oh,
when
I
booked.
remember.
Yeah, I was lying naked on the bathroom floor, covered in a stranger's body hair.
Title of ep. Oh, because we should expand on that. You had a sublead.
I had a sublet who I never met once.
Yeah.
seemed to be a lovely, lovely boy, but he did a full body shave, I'm assuming, and then I got
The day
food
that you got food poisoning.
Yeah. But so I booked, and I was also so ill that I wasn't really telling a lot of people. I also was like, I need to like sit with it for a second. I tell some people, Sammy finds out, and I go to meet some friends like a few days later, some like close old friends of mine. And they're all kind of sitting there. They're looking at me like this. They're doing this. They're like, hey.
Who?
Hey.
I told Jack Brewer, Karina, and
The people I lived with in college. And they're all looking at me. They're like, hey. And I'm like, hey, everyone. I was going to tell them that night. And they're like, so we know. And I was like,
Why did
what?
they say that?
Can I tell you
And
how
well,
I told
thought
them?
it was Chesney who
Chesney.
spilled the news.
Never could be me.
It was
No,
me.
It was not you. And I was like, oh.
such
And
a
they were
bitch.
like, why didn't you tell us? And I was like, I was literally going to tell you today.
Well, can I tell you how I told them too?
Please.
So we were at
I
Jack,
would love to
Jack
know.
Brewer's. We were at drinks for his birthday, and in my brain, I thought you had told them already. So, but I didn't know. And yes, I was a little drunky, and yes, I can't keep a secret. I admit it. But
okay,
so
it's
I go.
okay.
I was with him and Karina, and I go, "Hey guys, if I were to say the name John Collins,
Idiot, stupid,
the-
ugly,
right? I'm
don't
like,
him.
does any current news ring a bell?"
And they said no.
They said no, and I
then
said,
Can you imagine they like start spilling tea that
"Well,
it's
I
just
thought there
They're
was
like,
a world,
yeah, we heard
in
that.
all
not- this is
honesty,
like, whoa.
to my defense, I was like, I thought we were just gonna like celebrate you for a second. So I thought you had told them. So I thought I was gonna be like, isn't it crazy? It's amazing, woo! But they said no, and I was like,
And then they drug it out of you.
and then they tied me down, and they were like, tell us. And I was like, I can't. He hasn't gun to my
Yeah,
head.
I also I didn't even told
Yeah,
you.
I know.
That's
Yeah, how did
crazy.
he find out?
Through you.
No,
Yes.
Chesney.
You did the same shit. She handed me an outsider's cup for a glass of water, and then you said, "Should we tell him?" And then Chessie said no, and then I said, "Now what we're not gonna do is that."
Oh,
I said
it was
we're not-
because you had only told like the only people I knew were me and Chesney that you had
Right,
told.
because I was telling people, and then I was like, I gotta go throw up. Food
Yeah.
poisoning.
I
But
thought
then
you
you,
meant from
but then
nerves.
I
And
think
then
that you
self-diagnosed
just got
IBS, of course.
you got. I mean, you had shit you had to learn. So then I think your priority wasn't really like telling everybody.
Well,
in your
then
life.
I also, to be fair, was like,
Thrown
it
into-
feels weird kind of celebrating when
Oh,
we have
Donald
a lot
Trump
of
just won.
like some crazy
Unfortunately,
shit going
that
down.
happened.
So I was like just kind of in a weird place, and I also like,
But-
famously and historically, I don't do well with like receiving
Change?
compliments.
Oh.
I don't do well with
I
change.
don't do
Me
good.
just reading you.
Famously,
Just
I
fix
don't
that.
do well when Donald Trump is president. And you can
Famously.
quote me on that. But what I was gonna say was, but then it went out.
True.
It went for like a week or a week and a half, and like there were some people in our
I know. Then
orbit
I was
that
like,
you
I
hadn't
know
told.
everyone already
No,
like finds
yeah,
out.
right. And so then I was like, I think I was with Chesney one night, and I was like, is he gonna tell everyone else in our friend group, or should we start telling him? And she was like, I think maybe he like is expecting us to just kind of spread the word. That's what she said. So then I was like,
Tracks.
hello,
You were
have
like-
you heard the good news? To like everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I actually only told like
Me.
you.
Well, at that point, I had already
You tell
known.
one person, then one person tells three.
yeah, and then he
Whatever.
decided
All
he had
that
to go
say,
yap down.
I felt the love and support.
I think it's time for our first game.
All right, first game.
I'm so scared.
Also, a new thing we're going to introduce just in general are segments. I want to start making
Oh.
games and segments. Okay, guys?
Because your podcast has gotten so boring.
Oh.
recently.
We never have
You just
anything to
spice
talk
things up.
about.
Wow.
Yeah, clearly.
Wow. Okay, here's the first game. This first game is titled, "Is this a real comment under one of John's TikToks, or did Jake make it up?" Okay, here we go, y'all.
I'm so scared.
And this is a mix of like actual real comments from people we know and people we also don't know. I'm literally obsessed. Okay.
I also can I add? I only know one of these, so I'm
Really?
also playing.
I'm nervous.
Okay, here we go.
I got some lovely comments.
They were
Some
so
lovely
sweet.
comments.
Here we go.
You're scaring me,
First
though.
one is, he's so soft, perfect, delicate, smooth. John, real or did Jake make that up?
I think Jake made that up.
That's real.
Is it real? Is it real?
It's real.
Oh, well, honestly, I don't really
Yeah,
have much
he's
body
smooth.
hair. I am pretty smooth, right?
It's
Smooth.
classic.
And he's also smooth.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
You're a greaser now.
Okay, here's the next one.
Sam.
Are you ready?
Thank you for that comment.
I don't know these. That's the only one I knew.
Could use a little less of the vibrato in the country twang. Other than that, I think he's giving a pretty good performance.
That has
Real
to
or
be,
Jake made that
has
up?
to be real.
What do you think, John?
I think that's real. You made that.
I
up,
made
didn't
that
you?
one up. So this is good. I'm really stooping. You got
Stooping.
what's the word I'm looking for? Stumping.
Wait, so did you just read our friend on the podcast?
Yeah, do you have notes for me?
no,
It's okay. It's a work in progress.
I
It
didn't
is a
know.
work
I
in
didn't think about that. I
progress.
didn't think about that. I was reading real comments that were like,
Whoa.
"I love the twang." This is being for mind me hyping you up. All the comments were like, "The twang is so good. I love his vocal style. His twang is so good." So I was like, "How can I flip that?"
How can I make him hate him?
Because I will say this score fits perfectly in your voice.
Thank
It's
you.
crazy.
I love singing it. It's really
No,
fun
yeah, and
music.
let me set the record straight. People love your twang, and I also love your twang. I
Thank
just
you.
had
As
to.
someone who also sings
Thank
with
you
a
to
little bit
everyone
of
who
a
loves my
twang.
twang. Yeah,
Okay, here's
country
one.
boy.
Yeah.
Next one is. So yeah, this guy was my babysitter growing up.
Yes, that's a real comment.
Yes,
That one was
Yes.
real.
Who is that?
I think that's Lucy Taylor.
that's amazing.
Yeah, I
Shout
used
out.
to babysit her and her siblings.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
Was he a good babysitter?
I try to be a good babysitter. I try to like be really fun, and then I think I would
Aw.
usually like.
I'm sure you're actually a really good babysitter
Thank
because you love to play games and things.
I'm so silly. like
Clearly.
that.
Mm,
I'm so
clearly.
crazy. Thank you.
Okay, here's the next one. Oh, actually, this is something we not really want. We'll
Oh.
try it, but actually, this is something I want to ask you too.
Okay.
What kind of soda is John? I think orange Fanta, and Jason is Pepsi. Oh, okay. So we actually outsourced this answer with the universe at large, and we agree. John is orange Fanta, Jason is Pepsi, Victor is Dr. Pepper, and Dan is cream soda.
I think you absolutely wrote
soda.
this.
No, this is a real comment.
Of course!
But
This
I
sounds real.
actually really want to know what soda you think.
Can you say the who's who
Okay.
again?
They think this is the quote. I don't really know
not
what
this
this
car alarm
crazy.
outside.
I don't know what this stands
car
for.
pileup.
BGFC. Do you know what that stands for?
BGFC.
Fan club, maybe?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Gold.
Something fan club. Well, so maybe gold. Yeah, I don't know. But that universe at large
I'm
is
still
what they
learning.
say.
I'm still learning.
John.
Juan?
John.
I love your
is
twang.
orange
I love your
Fanta.
twang. It's so good.
Juan is Fanta.
John is orange
He
Fanta.
said orange
Jason is
Fanta.
Pepsi. Victor is Dr Pepper, and Dan is cream soda.
Can I?
Cream soda's cracking me.
Can
up.
I
know what's
expand?
vanilla cream soda? I'm
You've never
obsessed.
had cream soda?
You've never had cream soda?
I mean, not really.
Have you ever been to a Jewish deli? No.
Oh, yes, I have. Yes, I have.
Yes,
Yes, I have.
Yes, I have.
Can I expand and specify the question?
Yes, you may.
I would like to know your favorite soda, as well as the soda you feel emotionally represents you. You see the difference?
Yeah. I got asked this and I gave a bad answer because I famously don't drink soda.
That's right.
I only drink
tea.
Iced tea.
iced tea.
So I say you could say, but that's the thing. You could enjoy iced tea. Heather.
I'm so sorry, Heather. I'm so sorry.
Marla.
Oh! Sorry, Marla. Oh,
Heather.
okay, sorry.
You
I'm
could
so
you could
excited about this
enjoy
question.
iced tea. That's a valid answer. But what soda are
Yeah,
you?
no, and I hear you. Orange Fanta's kind of a great answer.
I would also.
I would also
and it's
agree.
crazy that they that people can get that from just his performance because actually knowing you for like 6 or 7 years now, I would feel the same.
Yeah,
Orange
is
Fanta.
is it like giving like an effervescence?
Or you could
Like
also
a-
give like a cherry Coke.
I would say you're cherry Coke.
I know that.
I would say I'm Sprite Zero.
You are Sprite Zero
You are Sprite
down,
Zero.
honey. You could also give like
Or
You're like
Fresca.
You're like a flat 2 liter. Of
that. This
Sprite
is giving
Zero.
ginger ale.
Ginger ale is such a good answer.
Ginger
Yes.
ale is
I
such
love
a good
ginger ale.
answer.
A Shirley Temple,
So
which
you
is
do
a marriage
drink
of
soda.
cherry and ginger. Well, that's like
That's
when I was a
very-
kid. When
that's
I wanted to
not-
feel like I was getting drunk with my parents at a restaurant, I'd be like
Shirley Temple.
Shirley Temple, and I'd be like, I'm feeling it.
Shirley
I'm
Temple for the
You
man
kind
of
of
the
are
house.
Shirley Temple coded.
Okay, orange Fanta.
You should go with Shirley Temple for Halloween.
We love his twang. No, orange Fanta is a great answer, but I do think maybe I identify more with ginger ale.
Okay,
I
y'all
could see
heard
that
it here
for you.
first. This is an exclusive piece of tea. You heard it here first. All right, next. Asterisk throws all my money down at the box office and bites my lip.
That's you.
Yes. All right, and
Because
this
one thing you do is this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You
like that?
I can't believe we're in Outsider's Drag right now. This is crazy.
Okay, and that was our game. Was that a real comment or did Jake make it up?
I love it. I thought
great
that was
game.
great.
Come back next week where we
Great.
play it again.
Should we
It's just me every week. I just show up for one segment.
Yeah.
should we go to our
Call you
questions
Chesney
from
Mitchell.
from some of the fans?
What'd you say?
Should we go to some questions from some of the fans?
Oh, yes. Oh, we didn't tell you about this. Oh, yeah, you saw it. You follow me on
Oh,
Instagram,
I was
right?
gonna say you saw.
Soft blocked, but yes.
Stop muted.
Oh shit.
We asked on our story for people to send in questions for our good friend John,
This
and
is crazy.
a lot of people sent in questions. That's why you guys have
Yeah.
a really good fandom.
Yeah, that's
A
what
lot
I'm
of
saying.
people sending
They're
questions?
Yeah, we have
ton.
a ton.
Sammy just showed.
I'll say
Sammy
it.
just showed me the CEO shooter. Why do you have that saved?
Why don't you have that saved? I won't explain myself any further.
That was crazy.
That was
I know. I was like,
crazy.
whoa.
I was going through my photos because I took screenshots of them, and that was anyway.
We
Okay,
should cut that out.
I don't even care. I no comment. Okay. Question number 1. This is from outsider fan _333.
Hi.
What opposite gender role would you play? I'm gonna say in the
In the
Outsiders, or
Outsiders?
outside of the out of the Outsiders. I left here.
Out of the outside.
Outside of the Outsiders. Both.
Insiders or
Insider or
Outsiders.
outsider.
hey,
Don't
hey,
like that.
good.
We have another game called Insider or Outsider.
Well,
But-
that's the name we have to workshop because.
I say just run with it. Anyway, hi. I opposite in the show. Listen, Beverly Melody plays
Uh-huh.
Beverly.
Blonde.
Yes.
Yes.
And there's this amazing thing. Now, listen, I've watched the show multiple times. I've mostly been focusing on my tracks. So if I get this wrong, nobody come for me, please. I'm sorry. I'm still learning this. But for the opening of Act 2, Justice for Tulsa, shit's starting to get a little crazy.
Yeah.
And 2-Bit is walking home, and the Socials have decided, it's on site. And they beat him up. and Beverly is there, and you think like, oh, like Beverly, like she's like there, she's like, she's gonna like kind of watch. She is smoking a cigarette, and she puts her foot onto it, leans down, and puts the cigarette into his cheek, and he screams.
I clocked that.
And then Daryl Tofa, who I mostly see play Two-Bit, who I love, he gives the most guttural scream.
Oh wait, yes.
Every time
yes,
I'm
I
always
remember
like,
that.
why
I
am I
remember
crying?
That's a pretty
But
visceral
she's
moment
like-
of the show.
And
I
it
need
is-
to-
ooh,
I need
it
to
is-
go
I
back
would
and see
love
the
to
show.
play that.
I need to go back and see the
Because
show.
you weren't paying attention.
I wasn't. I was literally watching you the whole time. Even if you were doing a cross, we were all like this.
And then outside of
Like, no, it was
very
going.
good.
There
That
were
wasn't
multiple
very good,
times
that
where I was like,
cross.
okay, wait, Jake, clock back in. Where are we at? Where are we at?
what outside of musical outside
Oh,
of
I was
musical
just
theater,
so
outside
obsessed.
of The Outsiders.
Stop. Don't do that.
I
Don't do
know
this
you
to
have a
me.
list of female dream roles.
Well, the one I think we've talked about it.
Which?
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah, you'd be
And Into the
great.
Woods.
You'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I would love to see you as like literal old lady drag for Act 1, and then like Greaser Act 2, like not Greaser like this Greaser, but like John
Something like
Travolta
that.
Greaser, like
polished.
yeah, like being like it's the last
crazy.
midnight, bitches.
Yes. How about this? Cinderella, Baker's wife, witch. That would
Yeah,
be
that'd be
amazing.
great.
Yes.
That
People
actually
would
be great.
love to see
I
that.
love that I'm Cinderella. That's so nice.
Well, I know you always talk about that.
That'd be so good.
Do you really always
Um,
talk about that?
I do talk about it a lot.
Mm.
I'd be
Do
great.
you have hobbies?
You talk about it a lot. His hobby is musical theory.
Oh,
you
right. Sorry.
fucking bitch.
Whoa. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
make a decision. Okay.
Eat
Um,
that.
That's actually pretty
looking
good.
for more questions. I'm gonna mess up this name. I'm sorry. McKenna Doe asked, "Do you have a favorite memory
All
from
right.
the rehearsal process for the show?"
Well, the crazy thing is I'm still in the rehearsal process.
Yeah. So wait, have you only rehearsed Soda Pop?
For the
Just
most part, I started learning Daryl choreo because
I have to come back when you're Daryl because I want to hear you sing. Down, 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 down. What's that song at the very beginning?
Runs in the Family.
That
I
runs
love
in
that
the
song.
family.
Yeah, Brent does such a good job with that.
Yeah, he does.
I feel like a baby next to him, so which
You kind
works.
of, it works.
Yeah. It's like we're brothers.
So you're still in the rehearsal process.
So I'm still rehearsing. I still have to like learn a lot of stuff.
You too.
Honestly, I think my favorite thing has been working with the dance captains, the fight captains, getting to know the cast.
Aw.
Like Tilly, who I mentioned, so sweet. I love her. She's been so patient with me. Milena has been amazing and so supportive. Henry, fight captain.
Shout out to Henry.
We love Henry.
love Henry.
He's been so great. And,
Love
like,
you,
he's
Henry.
been hurt too. I mean,
Yeah.
he's taking a break from the show now, but he was like staying to help me like learn the fight choreo, and I'm like, and doing that fight choreo. Oh baby, I love doing that.
Yeah.
I feel so powerful. Meanwhile, in real life, I'm like,
Well,
I get, like,
I feel like
knocked
it's
out, but-
similar to what I.
It looks good. I was watching.
Did it look
you
good?
do
Did it look good? Be
It
honest.
looked great.
because sometimes I get nervous. So I'm like,
I feel like fighting.
I was like, hit me.
I feel like fighting in Outsiders is to what.
We gotta talk about something off camera later.
Okay, we'll chat. We'll
Okay.
chat. I feel like fighting in Outsiders is what partnering was to Frozen, where it was like the thing
Yes,
that
you
like
did
you
say
had
that.
to like
yeah.
figure out and do, and especially swinging. It's like
Well, that's
you
the thing.
have
Yeah,
to,
it's like I'm learning.
all the different.
Yeah, all
ones.
the different because it's very
Um,
specific.
Right.
I can't say this
Right.
person's. I'm sorry. It's a lot of letters. Can you read that? Do you guys know?
No, I think
Rin-
it's
yeah.
it's like
It's
a
.us.
acronym.
yeah.
It's an acronym
But
for sure.
they're asking, what's your fave part of playing Soda? What's something unexpected about playing him? Which is one of my favorite questions to ask actors. Is what did you like learn from the character that you didn't know?
That's a great question. Hi. Sorry we can't. Say
I'm
your
sorry.
name.
It's a conglomeration of letters.
Good word. What was the first part of the question?
What's your favorite part about playing him, and then what's something unexpected about playing him?
My favorite part about playing Soda so far, again, I've only done 4 shows,
Yeah.
and I feel like I'm still very much learning how to like do the show. My favorite thing is so I feel like Soda's the easiest character for me to tap into.
Sure, you're very
But-
similar.
Thank you. Like just so like like raw and like gritty and like greasy. and, like, all that.
That's so you.
It's a showering thing. I shower. I
that.
think it's fun.
You try.
I'll let him answer the question.
Thank you.
Let-
Some podcast hosts. I what is so fun about playing Soda is he's like pretty unabashedly like a schmoozer and a charmer, and like he has to be like a real lover boy. And in theory, I like to pretend that I am, but I get really nervous. So like,
But
I
like
don't do that.
you're flirty. Like
I know,
Stop the
it's a
tape,
problem,
Stop the
it's a
tapes. Stop
problem.
the tapes. You feel like you're not a lover boy in real life? You are like the definition
Yeah,
of like
that is-
lover boy. So
make it
sweet,
sound
not
so
in a bad way.
bad.
No.
That's why everyone loves you.
All right. I just feel like I'm such a little
And so-
little like
You think that you're yeah,
I
right?
guess that's part of my charm.
Maybe that's just part of your
Um,
charm is you don't know.
You just
like you don't know you're beautiful.
Oh, classic. Wait, so that you think that's unexpected? That's something.
Well, no, that's my
unexpected?
favorite. That's my
Oh,
favorite.
that's your
Because
favorite.
like he's just so like unabashedly that. Unexpected is, you get that part of Soda, but then you really, and we talk about this a lot, as we're like working on it. He also is experiencing so much grief and loss.
Yeah.
The girl he was in love with had to move away for specific reasons, and she was a rich girl, different class, and there was all of that grief and sadness with that. And then parents, get killed, and then his life, the way he planned to live his life, suddenly gets completely, like erased, and he has to like live a new life, and he's working nonstop. And I think what's been unexpected for me is really finding how much like sadness lives inside of him, because you see these people on stage and like it's like they're dancing and they look like so like cool and maybe hot, I don't know, but it's also like they're so young, and I think like I'm really I didn't expect to connect to like the youth of it and being like having to like deal with so much weight
And stepping up to like be there.
stepping up.
The thing
yeah.
that I read The Outsiders a long time ago, and I watched the movie too. But watched the movie too. But
awesome.
That's
yeah.
good for
I
you.
thought you were gonna make a comment. That's
No,
why I, said
I was
that.
listening. I was.
You want a cookie?
I never know when you guys are just gonna make comments.
It's almost like it's a podcast.
It's almost
or
like it's a
something.
conversation.
Ooh, who thought?
But one thing that really struck me watching it was because I have two brothers. It was just the whole brother aspect of it, or just a
Well,
sibling aspect
yeah.
in general. Because you're really,
I'm,
I mean,
I'm
we're
a
all
middle,
close to
I'm
our
a middle
siblings.
boy, and I have two sisters. But famously, I love my sisters with all my heart, and if they listen to this, I love them. But I always like have this like yearning for brotherhood,
Can I tell you something about that?
which is like so sappy. I watched Dead Poet Society. I watched it once. I had to miss
Uh-huh.
school the next day because it fucked me up so much.
I
Which
am
is so
dead
embarrassing.
because
Watch your mouth.
Sorry.
me and my sister are very close. The other day, literally, I'm not kidding. This weekend, Jake at one point, like we were getting pretty drunk, and he like,
Whoa.
he like
People think we're drunk all the time.
he goes to tackle me at one point and had me in a literal headlock, and I literally
Me?
yes, at the train, and then you
At the train?
you pushed me aside, and then you went. You didn't grow up with brothers.
I did that to you.
Yes,
I was must.
It-
Can I talk
really.
to you for a
It was
second
really
over
funny.
here? Can we pause the
Yeah,
for a
wait,
second?
I don't know why.
Whoa, whoa,
I'm
whoa.
sorry I did that.
No, it wasn't like violent, but you literally were like roughhousing me a little bit, and then you were
Aw.
like, and
You were like,
I,
you didn't
I
like it.
clearly
Ow.
was like this.
You didn't know how to respond.
Stop, and you went. You clearly did not grow up with brothers, and I was like, you're right,
Aw.
which is true. But I actually never thought about this show and how I'm sure that seeing that relationship was pretty personal for you.
Sure.
Maybe not.
No, it was. I definitely
Yeah,
was like,
it's like connection to brotherhood, and I think that's another thing I love doing this show is like experiencing. I know we're acting, but like brotherhood, and like you do
Yeah.
get like close with like Brent, who I have almost all my scenes with. Like he has been like so
And he's so
supportive and
good.
kind. He's so good, and he's so like gentle with me, and like just in this performance and knowing this is so new for me, and it's like I honestly feel it with him.
The
and
relationship
I love you,
between the three brothers, and this is I've seen you in it. I've also seen it. I've seen it with Brent. I've seen it when Victor, I believe, was on. Like
Love
I
Victor.
saw
Yeah.
him do it. So I've seen it with a couple different, so I guess that when I saw your debut, it was the first time I had seen those three boys, because I also saw Trevor as Pony. So it was the first time I'd seen I've seen many iterations of ways that you could put those together, and the writing is really, really, really good as to like the dynamics between those three characters is like
right.
works every time, no matter who you slot in. It's like
Yeah, and it's cool because it's like everyone brings something different.
Yeah.
and they really celebrate that, like bringing your authentic.
yeah, you
version
kind of
of the
have to
character.
with that one.
And
Yeah,
a lot of
like-
the comments from all these hardcore stands that I have seen the show multiple times are like, I love how he brought this different,
softness.
this like not softness.
No, that's what
Soft
they
and
said.
smooth.
I've allowed myself to look a little bit at it because I'm not trying to get too big of a
That's
head.
something. Well, I can't imagine.
Well,
like,
I have a question about it. Can I ask
go
one?
on. Yeah.
This is from Rose Messenger. She says, "How do you
Rose?
Shout out to Rose.
I
How do
miss
you
girl.
feel about the fan edits of yourself, and what is your favorite one?"
Okay, I have looked at them, and it's so sweet. Sometimes I get overwhelmed because I'm like, I'm not used to this attention.
Right.
It's I can't imagine. I was trying to put myself in your shoes, where I was like, one day I make my Broadway debut, and then the next day there's
One day
literally the
soon.
same day.
You guys can
What?
make edits
One
of
day
us, by
soon.
the way.
Well, yeah, I just can't imagine like waking up the next
Oh,
day
it
and
is.
there
It's
being like
crazy.
this.
Because also, like, I'm still such in like
Support
the
around
rehearsal
you.
process of it,
Right.
and I'm like, honestly, I blacked out for a good chunk of the first performance. Sorry to everyone on the
But
team.
don't you agree? They can make edits of us too.
Yeah, wait.
Look, it's rife for editing right here.
You can start.
How about this? Fucked you in the bathroom when we went to dinner. Parents at the table. I want
That's
that.
hilarious. No, the
It's
edits.
us just looking at each other like this.
That's hilarious. Wait, I'm gonna make one.
Please.
I'm gonna download CapCut right now.
I downloaded it to make the one the other day of
That was
Dangerous
crazy.
Woman, and that one.
Do you
was
know what you
good.
need to
That
get
was
into
crazy.
also, John?
You're crazy for
Partiful.
that.
You need to get into Partiful for Hangouts. I've been texting Jake.
I know. I've heard about
Partiful
this already.
links.
Partiful links. And
listen,
I'm like, and
to
I'm-
just hang out.
That's crazy. Because listen, I'm a popular guy. I get a lot of Partiful invites.
I know you do.
But just to casually hang, you have to make it an event. I kind of
No,
respect
isn't
that.
it so funny? Like, I sent him one and I was like, what are you doing?
Who hurt you?
The Outsiders on Broadway.
Aww.
I'm bruised.
Aww.
I have some crazy bruises here.
Can I ask you a random Outsiders question?
Yeah, you totally can.
Thanks. The gravel?
What is that?
What is that?
It's like little pieces of rubber.
But like they
So when they throw it at
when they
you,
throw it at you,
It
does
doesn't really hurt.
But I was just expecting it to hit your eye.
Oh,
or
it
something.
gets all over. I
So I have a follow up to this. But go on.
great. Thank you. Follow up. Thank you prefacing the follow up.
You're welcome.
I took my so I get underwear provided for the show, and they have like the mics.
Yeah?
So
This is what we want to know.
the underwear.
What kind? Like
Yeah.
that's
I
What
have
of those-
Calvin Klein's.
Calvin Klein, like what? Like
Boxer
boxers?
briefs.
Briefs. Interesting.
Interesting. You heard it here first,
Yeah.
folks.
That's interesting. They provide. I guess because you get wet.
Yeah, and they
Also
have to watch
equity-
it, and
equity
it's
rules.
like sewn in.
This
The
is
mics.
This is. Oh wow.
Um,
This follows up to my follow up question.
great. But I after the first show, because you're rumbling, you get it all over you. Just throughout the show, it gets in your boots everywhere. I take my underwear off. Yeah, I change underwear sometimes.
In the show?
Yeah, during the you didn't see my full frontal in the show.
I meant, like,
You were
off
just
stage.
crying so
No,
much.
no,
So you guys are off stage just fucking getting butt
No,
ass
yeah.
naked for the show.
Well,
We
we
did.
have a quick change because we have to change after the rumble to the final scene into dry clothes. But after the show, you have to change out of underwear and put your own on. I took the wet underwear off, and it's like a lot of like the rubber fell out, and I was like, oh, I go to use the bathroom later, and it is like maybe 5 pounds worth of dirt of that like gravel that it's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's just like all on your ass.
It's like
and it
your
gets
green.
stuck,
It's like
and
your wicked green.
my wicked green is the
Is the
outsider's.
gravel.
You're like taking a shower and you're like,
No, it is like honestly like was it Sunday night? I was taking a shower and there was like right here and right here on both
You
my
were like,
nipples.
oh.
so then I have a follow up question.
Yeah.
Does it get like, and you can be totally real.
Yeah.
Does it get
Feel-
like, does
feel
it get
safe.
like smelly? Because you
What do you
guys are
mean?
like running around, getting rain on you. You're fighting.
Well-
you guys look like you smell, but like not in a bad way. Just
It's
like
just-
you,
yeah, it's a
but like you
smelly-
like that's the costume.
I
You
feel
look
like I would-
look
Well,
at
okay,
look at
honestly-
me.
I feel like I kind of like it though.
I've been cracking up because I wear this as I'm like pinching you. I wear this
Yeah.
and they like the
tank top.
costume's distressing. If you look, they have made like deep yellow stains on where my armpits
Yeah.
are. I'm like, oh, he a stanky boy.
yeah.
Well, it's not even that. Yeah, you're just like me. You're really working.
I'm working, and let's famously, I'm not a dancer historically, and I'm trying to dance
Historically.
my butt
Forgot about-
off in this show.
and you were eating.
I was
I'm
gonna say
trying.
you're
I'm gumming. I don't know if I'm eating.
You're
gumming.
It's not quite with the teeth.
It's,
Oh no, you're eating
it's
down.
when you that feeling when you take your teeth
Can
out.
I say this? And this is
You're
this
familiar.
This is to the Outsiders fans that are listening to us for the first time and meeting John for the first time. We went to college together, so John's dancing abilities I've always been jealous of because he was born with the body of a perfect dancer. His hips open 180 degrees. His feet point like cashews, and his back is as flexible as ever. But a dancer,
as ever.
but a dancer, he would not self-describe himself.
No, retaining choreo is scary.
But
for me.
bitch, you were eating up on that stage. I literally was like, "Oh my god!" Like,
I have a long way to go.
no, but this isn't
You're doing
even
good.
You're doing. I was very, very. I'll say it impressed. I was
Mark
like
from the dancer.
the dancer,
Sammy
right?
Schechter.
Right. That's
Well, and again, it goes back to the people that have like worked with me, like Tilly,
Yeah.
Melena, like all these people have like been so patient, but very like they're like you got to get it. Like,
There's
you
no
got to
other
do it,
option.
and I'm
It's
like, you're
do
right
it or not.
Yeah.
Just being the timekeeper here, I think we should probably play our last game and then move in. I'll drink to that.
Love it.
Okay, let's do it.
This
Thank
is,
you for the questions.
Thank you for the
everybody.
questions,
Thank you for the
guys.
questions, guys. So here is a new game we're playing, and we're still workshopping the name because I don't like how it sounds, but it's something along the lines of
Just say it.
outsider
Outsider or
outsider insider. I don't like the name of that game, but we'll
Get
figure
your
out.
head out of the fucking
Basically,
gutter.
in 2025, as an outsider, you're gonna tell us if it's in or if it's out
as we enter the new year.
as we enter the new year. Okay,
as an outsider.
as an
outsider.
Yes. So you're in the 1964. Seven. Oh,
This is
literally
opening number.
1967.
So it's 1967. You're gonna tell me what you think. Here we go.
In
Out.
1967.
Sure.
Sure.
Out.
2025. Is there a difference?
See, we're still workshopping the
Yeah,
game.
Okay, all right.
Basically, John, you just tell if it's out or in.
All right,
Ready?
heard.
Crocs.
In 100%.
Yeah, you love to wear Crocs.
Croctober.
What do you think, Sammy?
I'll say I won't wear them, but they're in.
They are.
You
in,
wanna ask?
And they're making
Yeah.
a resurgence.
Ask one of them.
Multi-hyphenated artists.
Which you are one.
In.
In 2025.
Dash in.
Okay,
Title of app.
This
in
is a-
dash in dash in.
What about PDA in bars?
Depends.
I'm gonna say out because I'm very jealous.
Oh.
Because when's it my turn?
Y'all heard it here.
Y'all heard it here.
We have a bachelor.
Did you see that video on Twitter?
Yes. Of
That
the two
one's
guys making out.
crazy.
That's what made me think of that because it went
I knew it
viral on
did.
my Twitter, and I was like, they are
Oh,
really
I know what
going
you're talking
in
about,
at
yeah.
this bar.
Yeah.
This public
Okay, but you know
bar.
what? Sorry, people are in love. Sorry, people love
Yeah.
kissing.
Well, I'm in love, but I don't feel
Okay, way to rub it in.
Yeah.
like I don't like make out with Eli in a bar with you
And
guys.
I'm sorry to
sitting
Eli,
around.
and I am
Yeah,
sorry to
and,
Eli.
and I'm sorry for all of us. We'd all like to watch.
Classic. Okay. Ask one from the
I
list.
have one. Instagram dumps.
Here, don't show the camera. Don't show them.
In.
In?
I think
agree.
let me
I
say
agree.
something.
I
I think
disagree.
social media is an unhealthy thing anyway. So like,
Hot take.
If you feel such a hot take, if you feel like you want to like post 50 photos because like you just feel like doing it, then do it.
Here's
Like,
my
I'm
tea.
not trying to put so much pressure on.
Here's
that.
my tea. Yes, and.
And but or and.
If
Well, my mother always says
If
that
then.
if you use the conjunction but, if anyone uses it, they never meant anything they said before. So I try never to use the conjunction
Wow,
but.
deep.
I know, right? Because it negates a lot.
And you know what? To assume is to make an ass
of you and me. Here's my tea. I, as someone who posts a lot of Instagram dumps, get afraid to post a
Do
single
you?
photo. I feel like most of my thing are dumps.
Maybe I just don't follow you.
You didn't for a while.
Oh.
you didn't you followed me
Historically,
from the
I'm
beginning.
really bad at that.
You are.
I'm sorry. I really am sorry.
It's okay.
Because I
We've gotten past
I
it.
don't put self-worth into my social media.
And that's good. That's healthy.
Nice.
I do, and as my friend, you should have known that I do, and that it would have meant a lot to me if you followed me.
Noted.
Yeah, we've gotten past it.
Okay,
Do you
is
want to finish
that
that
it?
thought?
No.
Okay, next podcasts.
Out.
Ugh.
Nothing worse. And listen,
I
and it's
agree.
been great.
nothing worse than having two men, having an idea.
Gay
and
men.
Oh, you
buying-
want to talk about men? My next one is musicals that fail the Bechdel test.
out. And I'm sorry. It is out.
Oh, it's really dragged me. We'll cut that out, I guess.
No, we can keep
Leave
that
it in.
in.
Keep it raw. Keep it real.
I'm just being for real. Okay, go on.
Go
Finish.
on.
Are you gonna finish your thought?
No, that was it.
That's all. What? This podcast hosted by two men.
Oh yeah. Nothing worse.
Dot, dot, dot.
Dot. We'll leave it at that. Nothing worse than
Amazing.
two men having an idea and buying two microphones and releasing a weekly episode.
Honestly,
What about three men?
what about three?
Well, if I'm featured on one, then it's the best.
Well, that's true,
What's
but
the
also the
difference?
gag of it is like, whenever I see
Forgot about
people
that.
on Twitter reading, you know what? Did you guys see Bodies?
of course.
No.
Not until recently, but yes.
Also, I'm sorry, horrible movie.
Whoa!
You liked it?
Are you kidding?
I hated it.
You're such a bitch! I knew you were the killer! You're the killer! You're the killer! It's perfect. What are you talking about?
what I was saying about bodies, I didn't like it, but maybe just because I saw it on a plane. But
Well, there's that. Okay.
what's her name? Rachel Sennett.
Love her.
Love her. Also, have you seen Shiva Baby?
No, it's on my list.
You would love Shiva Baby.
Because it was a short film and then they turned it into a feature, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's
But the
awesome.
gag is, there's a scene where so basically they're in this house and they all try to find the killer. They are a mess. They are bloody. They are
Yeah,
right.
you told me this crazy ass movie.
Yeah.
I think you would.
I would hate
love
it.
I
Love?
think you would love. I
But-
think because it's so funny.
But they're reading
Is
her.
it-
They're reading her for having a podcast, and she's like, "Having a podcast is a lot of work.
It is.
You have to organize the guests.
so
You
good.
have to edit the episode.
So
You
good.
have to build a following." And then like she's sobbing, and it's so funny. Shiva Baby's also an amazing movie. I had something else I wanted to get to. Oh, I have something that I wanted to ask. May I ask something?
Yo, please.
So this is
you.
a little backstory for our listeners, both new and old,
and in between.
and in between. If you started at season
And
3,
middle-aged.
Yes. When I moved to this apartment, I had this really cool idea to open up the space. I wanted a mirror with a beautiful painting on it that I thought my beautiful artist friend John Collins. For those of you who don't know, John Collins is an incredible visual
Multi-hyphenated artist.
multi-hyphened
Okay,
artist,
all
but he's
right, all
a
right.
visual artist,
You
including
posted a sketch today, I saw.
including
Last night.
the first ever logo for the Ladies Who Brunch was made by John Collins.
It was.
And so I asked him to paint a woman in a martini glass on a mirror, and he did a fucking stunning
You
job.
finished the lips.
But unfortunately, she's been silenced because she does not have lips.
Hey.
So when are you going to finish it?
I booked Broadway, and I've been really busy.
Well, I have a follow-up question.
But this is
You
what
always
she's,
have
this is
follow-up
what she
questions.
looks
Yes.
like to me now.
does
podcast
this ring a
host.
bell right here? Been waiting 2.5 years for him to design my tattoo. If your friend came up to you and said, "I want your artwork permanently on my body," you would be like, "Oh my god, that's so sweet."
It is. It's so sweet. I've just
Ins and outs.
Ins and out, over the ear headphones.
I'm trying to get more into it because inner ear buds are really bad
That
for
Broadway
you.
check, when it's soon to clear, has it cleared yet?
It's starting to.
You need to get the Apple AirPod
AirPod
Maxes.
Top of my Christmas list.
Oh
He
my god,
puts
they're
mine
so
on every time
good.
we hang out.
Yeah,
Really?
they're
I play
so
the
fun.
Wicked soundtrack.
Because I'm
Dude,
like,
they're so
okay,
good.
Apple products. I'm like, okay, it's monopoly. It's a big problem. I did put them on, and I'm like, oh, it's really great
The
quality.
noise canceling is so good, and they're so chic.
Thank you for fixing Heather. I've said this before, and people read me for it. I'm so shocked that Apple has not come out with a TV. Hold on! I know we have Apple TV. I know there's one right there. I get
Flat
it.
Screen, like a.
I'm so surprised there's not like a screen that is essentially just a huge iPad that is Apple TV. You know what I mean?
Something?
Yeah.
Don't you think we already have so much material in this world? Like, why do we need to add
Why are you so
something else?
concerned
Because
with it?
I would love how sleek it would be if it was like Apple. Do you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
that-
like you know how you
Hanging
can buy
up
like
and sharing stories around a dinner table.
hey, touch grass.
yeah, whatever happened to a campfire, like an old-fashioned campfire.
One thing about New York, no
Missed that.
campfires.
Hey, as soon as you get your like PTO days, let's schedule a day to go up to the Catskills. or
Let's go up
something.
one floor.
We'll have a campfire.
let's do
and
it. I
we'll
would
share
love to.
stories. We got to go to Vermont too.
We should go to Vermont.
I've been trying.
Okay.
Anyway,
And
bad.
Disney World.
Over the ear in
When
AirPods
was the
out.
last time you've been to Disney World?
years.
We should.
I wasn't
Years.
able to legally drink.
Oh.
Same. I have never done. Well, no.
Well, because I feel like I've heard stories of you drinking at Disney World.
I never have done Epcot drinking around the
drinking
world.
around the world.
But I've done Disney drunk.
That's on our list.
We should go.
All right.
We should genuinely plan it. Hey, ladies, focus in. We should plan a trip.
Yes. Okay. All right.
agree.
2025 is
I
booked.
think it'd be great.
Okay, we have a
Busy.
couple more outsider insider.
I think you just
Um,
got to stick with that.
I know. I think
Outsider,
so,
insider,
but
it's
I
tough.
just don't. If you think about it, it's because it's honestly really smart. Outsider, insider.
Right, and it's also very rare that you do something smart, so we got to celebrate. that.
Classic.
Yeah.
This was his idea, by
How
the way.
about this?
I know. What did you do to prep for this?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, all right.
How about how about this? Skinny jeans. This one's interesting. In or out?
I think they're in.
They're coming back in.
Yes, they were out for a bit.
Yeah.
I think they're coming back.
They're coming
in because
back in.
I bought these because I was like, I like that they're baggier. But now that I'm wearing them, I'm like,
I like them. I mean, I'm wearing these high waisted like.
That's
wide
so
leg
you. You
trousers.
were so high waisted.
and slutty wasted.
Hey.
Just-
And thin waisted.
I know people. Honestly, something about doing the show as soda is cracking me up. It's like, you know, you have some very beautifully toned, muscular people, and people are like, "We just love that you're like you play it like so soft." And I'm like, "Yeah, because if someone does like a slightly large exhale, I blow away." Like, okay, like I get it. I hear you. I have to compensate.
No, but I actually really like the dichotomy between Brent.
Brent.
Boom! Who is literally like, we bring the boom! That's what we do.
And you're the Rizzler.
And you're the Rizzler. You're no, he's not the Rizzler. No, but you are just like, I mean,
Get ready for the edits of that to go everywhere.
fucked you in the bathroom when we went to
Have y'all seen the video of the Rizzler being called by first name?
Yes, and he does this. He does.
Have
It's
you
so
seen
good.
it?
It's so
Have
good.
you seen it? Christian, why did you say that?
That's good. That's a good reel, Nate. Okay, here's the next one. Vegan and plant-based restaurants.
In.
Out. I think there should.
Whoa.
Be
I'm
more,
in.
I think there should be more vegan and plant-based options
Options.
at every
Well,
restaurant.
I totally agree. I totally
and that
agree.
vegan restaurants, because why do I don't go to a meat-only restaurant. My dad's vegan. I'd love to go to a restaurant with
Is your dad
him.
vegan?
Where there was like
Yeah.
one option that you could get is, well, how about this? Why don't we
That's-
turn the
that's fair.
tables?
That's
You
what
go
I'm
to a regular
saying.
restaurant. You go to a regular restaurant, there's like 2 plant-based options. Why don't we go to a plant-based restaurant and there's one thing with meat?
That's what I'm
but
saying.
then I guess you get really into the cross-contamination
Well,
issue.
that's the thing. It's also like people that start those restaurants aren't going to put meat on the menu.
They don't even
start
want to
it for a
see it.
reason.
They do
Yeah.
it. They do it for a reason, which is
Yeah.
honestly to save the animals, and
I
that's
think
why.
it's stupid. Did I never tell you my dad was vegan with no oil?
And going to a
Get
restaurant,
this.
I'm sure was tough.
Because
It's hard.
he did it as a dare to himself. Essentially, we thought it would
I
last.
dare myself to not eat no.
He read a book that was called
Whoa.
"Prevent and Reverse Heart
I freaking
Disease,"
dare to myself,
and it
dude.
said he should be vegan with no oils, no olive oil, no anything. And he would go to a restaurant and he would look at the person and say, they'd say, "What are you having, sir?" And he would say, and this is hilarious because you know my dad, "I don't eat anything that has a mother or a face." The server would look at us like this.
It's giving slam. It's giving. I don't eat anything that has a mother or a face.
Yeah.
What is that?
Slam poetry. Spoken
Oh.
word.
Yeah.
Work.
But so the server would look at us like this.
Me.
And then my mom would be like, "He's vegan and also
He'll do
no
a leafy
oils."
green.
And the server would be like, "I'm sorry, sir. I literally don't know
have
what to
anything
tell
for
you."
I know.
My dad's
Very
memory
brave.
of it is that they enjoyed it and they thought it was a challenge. My memory of it was that they went like this.
I have 2 left. Digicams.
In.
You
I think it's gonna
I
be
think.
out.
I think.
I think it's slowly getting out.
Yes, I think it is. Oh, I guess I wasn't playing it like, is it going to be in? I'm like, personally for me. For me, it's in, personally.
Yeah, because
I'm
you just
getting more
posted some
into it.
Digicams.
That wonderful fan at the stage door took.
Oh, they took them?
Yeah.
Aw.
My thing with the stage door is, so I love my hair, and after the show, all the product has been
Washed
like,
away.
washed away, and I'm like trying to get out quickly, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna work on that.
It
Have
looks
you heard
good.
about a hat?
But the thing about your hair, you look cute in hats.
That's why
I
people
don't. I don't.
wear-
I have such.
I
I
don't
didn't
either.
think so either, but I've been wearing them too recently. They've been growing on me.
Like, I also thought you didn't look cute in hats. And
No,
then
I
said-
agree that you do look good in hats.
Thank you.
I don't look good. In
I just have
hats.
such a big head. Most hats don't fit.
I've never really seen you in a hat.
It's like it's
Let's
the
keep it
curly
that way.
hair.
I would love to
See,
see you
my
in a
hair then
hat.
gets so
Yeah.
flat. I take it off in my days
But your
over.
curls are longer curls.
Yeah,
I
you
have
have very tight-
coily, like
Tight coils.
yeah.
All right, how about this?
It's okay.
The last one is the right-wing media system. What do you think?
I think it might come in,
Well, it's unfortunately never been more in.
But we need to get it.
but we need
out.
to get it
because
out.
you know how everyone was like, the recent Trump one is he went on all these podcasts. Come on the podcast, Donald Trump.
No,
That would be I would love to have him on.
I hope he doesn't, because I won't perform.
Can you imagine?
Because I
Patty.
hate
We're like-
the motherfucker.
Patty.
That's
We're
why.
Next week we're like, hi. Before we start this interview, this podcast, we have invited Donald Trump. Can you imagine our guest would be
Like
gassed?
this. Can you name all these women behind you?
Yeah, dude.
What do you think he would say?
He'd say
probably
He'd
something
be
really
like, "That's
crazy.
Marilyn Monroe."
That's so depressing. What a great
anyways.
note to end that on.
Well, that was great.
Yeah,
Shall
Thank
we?
you. Say the name of the game again.
that was outsider.
That was outsider insider. Should we move
Outside.
on to our final segment? As much as I don't want to, should we move into our final segment?
I have a
after that?
few.
I have
I'll
a
drink
few
to
as
that.
well.
You have a few.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have
I
one?
I have a couple.
Well, you'll be last.
My first. I want to say my first. honoring the last episode with Chesney as a slick back
a slick back
ponytail.
ponytail.
Chesney, she was
yes.
like, no, it has to be theater related, and she was like, oh, okay.
It also doesn't.
It doesn't have to be theater
But
related.
Things
a
have
slick
changed.
back ponytail.
I have
is
mine.
crazy.
Do you want to start? Or do you want me to
Well,
start?
I think you should introduce it.
Oh, well, I'll drink that as our famous segment where we gag and choke and slay over something that's just really gagging and choking and slaying us.
Also, your
Okay.
feet underneath this cushion have been just so cozy to me.
Oh, I know.
Do they feel
I've
so
been
cozy for
cozy.
you?
How about I'm in Outsiders drag, except I am wearing a pride flag. Do you think anyone in the Outsiders is? Do you think there's any queer characters in the Outsiders?
There's the Ponyboy is a huge queer icon, especially for the trans community.
really?
Gag.
Mhm. It's about a person that feels they don't belong in the identity that they're in.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Might have really
There's
caught
a
that.
lot of like gay clubs and queer clubs that are called Ponyboy.
I did know that
Mhm.
actually. That's so
Yeah.
cute.
Well,
I
there's
love
also,
that.
There's a lot of just talk, and we're running out of time because I've just been yapping away. A
We all
lot of
have.
it is like about intimacy. Like there's so much of the show is intimate. There's been
love
discussions about
that.
like
Like
of
male
course.
intimacy, like
You put that many boys in a room together, come on,
They're gonna kiss.
Someone's gonna kiss.
Please.
Please, I'm begging.
All right. Here's my. Oh wait. Yeah. Do you want to start? You start. What's your alternate?
Sure, I'll start.
I have two. So.
I have a few. I'll start with my first. I'll drink to that. Shout out to Julia Schick on the Hadestown non-equity tour. Which the reason I only mention the non-equity tour is because it's a little strange to me that a show about workers' rights is not unioned. But that being said, Julia Schick ate down the Wait For Me reprise.
I didn't
Literally.
hear it. I didn't hear
Oh,
it.
I'll
my God,
play it
it's-
for you
I'll have
after.
to
It's
listen.
insane.
I reposted
It's
Soda
so
Pop's
good.
letter, and then I reposted Wait For Me reprise.
She's so good. I'm
Come
not
on,
trying to
news
read the tour. It's just that there's a little bit of some that doesn't work.
It's an
fully
interesting
for me.
conversation we should have.
Yeah, that
as a
doesn't
community.
necessarily work for me fully. I hope they're being
I
treated
agree.
very well, and they might be. So if that's the case, then
Right.
fantastic.
Amazing.
Oh yeah.
What's your second? I'll drink
Oh.
to that.
I had a few. That was one of them. Let me go to my TikTok really quick because that's where
I have
I'm
one on
housing
TikTok,
them.
too. I have to find it.
Hold on, I'm afraid for what is gonna be there. My other one is this trend.
Yes. I fucking love this shit.
An hour scrolling through all of them last night.
They're so good. The Muppet like this.
The whole Pepe
Say his name.
put some respect
Say
on
his
his
name.
name.
Yeah.
And my final actually I have two more. I saw Tammy Faye the musical a while ago before we started the podcast. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't love it. That being said, the combo that's happening on TikTok right now about it, like it, y'all are.
Have you seen this combo?
I've seen a little bit.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. The
And
work
sad,
the
like-
work deserves to be praised and
These are
Celebrated.
people. These are people.
these are people.
These
And
are
I
artists.
will say, Katie Braven, am I saying her name correctly? Yeah. Fucking
Ooh.
incredible performance. And I'm gonna send you her TikTok of her end of Act 1 because it
Watched
was
it last
insane.
night, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I showed it
Yeah,
to
it
them
was
last
great.
night. She's insane.
I need to watch.
She's
It's
gonna
amazing.
definitely be nominated. I think my at the moment list of women that are gonna be nominated are Nicole, Audra, Katie Braven, Jasmine Rogers for Boop, and I think Helen Shen. I think that's
I'm
my
so
list.
excited for Boo.
But the thing is, Megan Hilty and Jen Samard, I don't know.
I need to see it.
Maybe they'll put them as both supporting.
I don't know.
Maybe
their
they
their
they
final bow.
go in together. They're like one person.
I mean, they're both just so brilliant. I'm staring at her right now. Okay, here's my final. I'll drink to that. If any of you follow Brittany on TikTok, she is a British woman who does like mukbangs essentially, and she's the one that goes, "It's dinner time on
know her?
Real."
He put me on her
put her on her
recently.
last
Yeah,
night.
yeah.
Have you not seen her?
No.
She stacks
Love
her
her.
plates up with food.
And she always looks presented,
Face
ready to go.
beat.
Yeah,
It's
awesome.
dinner time on Real.
And sometimes that food looks phenomenal, and sometimes,
Sometimes-
I'm intrigued.
But this is
Yeah.
what she'll say. She'll be like this. Tonight it's dinner time. Tonight we're having steak and ale pie. Essentially cuts it in half. She's making her and her husband's plates. And then she's like,
Wow.
and we're having mash on the side, mixed with cream, unreal, and some creamy kale.
Unreal. I love that.
I
'Cause
love that.
You know what?
Unreal.
It is
Unreal.
unreal.
And she's like, and then I'm going to put a little bit of side salad,
Unreal.
some broccoli, and gravy. Unreal.
That kind of leads into my I'll drink that because I have three, and I'll start with the third, and I'll move all the way up to one.
Please.
Here we go. First is, have you guys? And I might have mentioned this on the podcast last episode, but the Akiway, the guy that owns the bodega in Brooklyn. Have you seen this?
No.
I don't think so.
He's so viral. He's become so famous. You go into this bodega and you'll go up to the counter and you'll order like anything you want and say you want it the Aki way, and then he goes, sure.
Hell
And
yeah.
he'll go over there and people will be like, can you give me a BLT on these 2 honey buns with mozzarella sticks, the Aki way? Sure. You
He
have
did
to
show
watch.
this to me,
love
but I was
that.
high.
Dude,
A
it's
joy.
amazing. People
Glee
will
and
bring
joy.
the craziest things. It's so delicious.
Love
I
it.
want to go.
Sorry, I started laughing again because I'm.
Okay, here's my next one. Oh, you're good.
You're good. Keep going.
You're
keep going.
okay. You're okay. You're fine.
Get up. Don't tell
You're
mom. Don't tell
fine.
mom. Don't tell mom.
Tell Mom. Okay, my next one is the new Lindsay Lohan holiday movie on Netflix.
I haven't seen it.
Hilarious. Basically, the premise is she dates this guy for a long time, and then she has to go move away for a job, and like they're about to, like they're like kind of endgame, you think, and then they end up breaking up. And so then the 10 years pass, or so, like 7 years pass or something, and they both are dating 2 new people, and they're going to holidays to meet
Wait,
their
years pass?
years pass
Ooh.
after, and they're both dating 2 new people, and Lindsay Lohan and this other guy, and they go to their significant other's family holiday, and they show up, and they're dating brother and sister, and the mom is Kristen Chenoweth. It
Say
is
less.
amazing.
Sounds like they're
So
gonna
they
get
have
into
to
some
pretend
hijinks.
like they don't know each other, and it's hilarious.
Why do they pretend?
Well, that's the whole thing. Is like at the beginning, the guy's like, "Oh, before we go any further, like me and her," and then she's like, "Are so happy to be here for the holidays." You have to watch it. It's so
Do
good.
they end up together? Or no, I can't
I'm
tell
not
them.
gonna spoil it.
Sorry.
I know you have because we haven't talked about it. Have you seen My Old Ass?
Yeah.
No, but I've heard it's good.
It's really good. You should
it's
watch
with
it.
Aubrey Plaza, right?
Uh-huh.
So it's
It's really
where
good.
I'm watching, laughing, and then there's
Then you're
one
sobbing.
scene where you're like, I'm not kidding. I don't even know what it kind of happened when you came on stage too, where I was just like immediately crying, just
Aw.
like silent.
The way, yeah, we'll talk about it
Well,
later.
that's also just like a day in my life. I'm laughing.
Laughing.
and I'm sobbing.
And then my final one is Doechii.
Oh, she's
Put the
amazing.
motherfucking money in the motherfucking bag. I am
My
obsessed.
favorite part of that song, Nissan Altima, when she does. Yeah, it's so
Yes.
good. She's so good.
At the end where they're like, oh my god, in Denial is a River, where she's like speaking to herself.
so good.
I was saying she's like an artist. Like she,
Well,
like,
it's inspired. The like staging she did for, was it Colbert?
yes, I watched
Wow.
parts of it. I haven't watched the whole thing yet. I'm gonna watch Tiny Desk today too.
Yeah, I heard Tiny
She
Desk was
really is
awesome.
like a creative artist, more than she transcends to me.
It's
like-
drugs.
So good.
It's a natural
So
substance.
awesome.
It's not addictive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm loving her
Oh,
music.
get into Doechii, honey,
Yeah.
if you're not into Doechii.
That was my on Friday when I was trying to get hype for the show. I was listening to
Lisa on Ultima, it's so good. That
So
entire
good.
album, Alligator Bites Don't Heal,
Mhm.
it's the best songs are the 2.
Did she get nominated?
Yes, for best rap album, I think.
Hell
Anyways, what's your all drink to that, Papa? Papa, give me
yeah.
a chip.
Okay, well, I guess I have a couple. Since we all had a
Please,
couple,
you may.
My first one was recently, the day after Election Day. When I was recovering from my food poisoning, my lovely friend Madeline invited me and some other friends over. She made me a hearty stew, and we
Ooh.
watched
Oh,
Chicago,
the movie
The movie
musical.
the
musical?
movie musical, which I know we all know it's
Fantastic.
amazing, and we know Catherine Zeta-Jones is amazing. Let me talk about my girl Renee for a second.
Right?
Cellbugger.
She does.
Jeez.
Thank you.
Lock
Say your
in.
full name. She does some of the wildest choices. And to this day, I didn't realize how much it's influenced who I am. Because she literally will
I get it.
Those kind of are her.
She'll do
coded.
this. She'll do. Because I hate you. Me and my sister say that all the time. We're like this. Why? Because I hate you. And she's like,
Aw.
what during I Can't Do It Alone, kicking, dancing for her life. Renee's doing this. And she's like, so what do you say? And she does. She is so good.
That is how you
And
would
then-
play Roxy.
It-
It's exactly like
It
her.
is. It is. She's so good.
She is so
Oh,
good.
Honestly, I
Also-
wanted her to get her flowers again.
I always get chills for the intro to Cell Block Tango when it's the
Mhm.
water dripping. That
I haven't never seen the movie.
what?
Mm-hmm.
We should watch it
should
tonight.
watch it.
We should watch it
We
tonight.
should.
Okay, cool. I'm down.
It's up there
Well,
with.
you
It's
should.
now Wicked Part 1.
You have to go be in a show.
To do a show.
You better sing in the booth.
That's the saddest thing about you being booked now is that
I know. I'm actually really
your,
upset about that.
Your,
But it's okay.
your nights are no
Oh,
longer
it's
free.
Okay. I didn't really want to hang out with you all anyway.
I know, but also
Wait, no, wait.
I'm so much happier for you than I am sad for me.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
You know,
Thank you.
and I think that's what friends are.
What's your next? I'll drink to that.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
How many more do you have so I can just count down?
I have one more. And
Okay,
it's,
there's 2 more.
2 more. After
Amazing.
This one.
After this
Um,
one, so there's 4 total.
No, there was only 3.
Side pony.
Oh, there's
Oh,
another.
Oh, side pony, I guess. Yeah.
It's a record side pony.
Have you seen this TikTok? Also, I watched it when I had food poisoning. I laughed so hard I threw up again. It's this guy who's dancing on stage and he falls twice.
Yes. Yes. And then he goes off with the attitude like this.
Yes. He just decides he needs to exit.
Yes. Boom.
Oh.
Down.
And then this part.
Attitude.
Oh my
it's so
God,
good.
that is
Honestly,
such a
that
good
is how I
vid.
thought Friday was gonna go for me.
And you killed it. Whoa.
You were kind of perfect. I didn't see
Yeah.
one mess up.
You should have seen some other shows later that weekend.
Why? What'd you
my
do?
my hip popped out of place during one of the songs, and I did.
Of course it did.
You've
And then I do. That's good. I'm still on that bit. And then my last one is musical artist, Cat's Eye.
Cat's Eye. And Sue Benson.
You
I didn't realize I love them so much. My Spotify Wrapped was my 7th most played.
really?
Who was number one?
I don't know. Well, artist. Well, no, that was my 7th most. God. 7th most played song.
Tap. Touch.
Touch.
Tap. 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 Tap.
Touch.
Voiced
My
on
number
thinner.
one most played artist was Beyonce.
Me too.
And then it was Sufjan Stevens. I'm just like so versatile like that.
Wow.
Yeah, so shout out to Cat's Eye and Touch. Except your holiday remix did not do it for me. I'm so sorry.
That's
but
okay. Before we head out, I do have to say one thing, but I have to grab something. Please continue talking.
What do you want to talk about?
And then I think we can. And then I think we can
Can
wrap
we
it up.
wrap this up?
Yeah.
Please.
What do you have to grab?
I have to ask Sean to do something.
I'm kind of scared.
It comes with a gun.
He goes with a gun. He's like, shoot me.
That's not. What is this?
What?
You know what you need to do.
What?
Throw it, bitch.
This is your one contribution.
You. This is-
Throw it.
Throw into the towels.
Yeah.
You. I'm cringing. Do it though.
No! No!
You can't.
You can't! John, no!
Sammy, that was good. All right.
I know you Outsiders fans loved that one.
I
This
know,
also
I'm
is
gonna
my
s-
all
towel.
logged
I'm gonna
off at
see
this
it in an
point.
edit.
Promise.
Oh, promise,
I know you got cap cut.
honey. Should we wrap this up?
Yes, John, we love you.
To be for
Take it,
real,
Sammy.
I'm
To be
so
so
proud
for
of
real.
you.
Thank you.
Me too.
You've
I love
earned
y'all.
it.
Thank
You
you.
deserve it.
Thank you.
It is so surreal seeing you do it. It was an emotional experience,
very sweet.
and I'm just so happy for you.
Thanks, y'all.
It's exciting.
Thank you.
I
That's
love
it.
you.
And
I can't add anything.
tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me on this couch often, and you can find me on Instagram at John P. Collins. And you can find me sometimes on stage at the Jacobs Theater in The Outsiders.
Oh, and you can follow John P. Collins updates because apparently they are going to tell whenever you are on stage.
Yeah, they are.
Hey,
they are.
Outsiders fans,
you.
we
Do you
love
actually-
him so much. Take care of him, okay?
Yes.
Like, you know, be nice.
They've been very sweet.
And the next time you're on for Daryl, let me know right away so I'll be there.
Okay, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
If they let me.
Who said that they need to see you on his bob because they would laugh when you got stabbed? Who said that?
Not me.
But it's Camila.
I think it was.
Camila
I
also
think
said
Camila
something
was
else
like,
funny.
I'm
that
sorry.
I'll tell you off camera.
She was like, I'm gonna laugh
She
so
knows
hard
that,
when
you
I
know.
see him like she was like
Head in. That position goes crazy. Yeah, I love it.
Alrighty.
Thank
Alrighty,
you all.
guys.
I love you all.
Mwah.